A head-on kitchen design and artful new loft space. We'll take a look at islands built for function and visit an urban kitchen with traditional flair on our fantasy tour. Hi, welcome to Kitchen Design, the show that looks at how people create the rooms they want to live in. I'm Joan Cohn, and whatever your budget, however you like to live, we're out to find your next new kitchen design idea. Carol Lucas loves art, so she decided to create a loft space that reflects her passion. Carol's open kitchen design includes a wall that not only warms up the room, but it's a beautiful sculpture in and of itself. Her unique built-in wooden shelves and unusual brick-lined niches are all created to display her exquisite pre-Columbian art collection. Carol Lucas's loft was originally built between two brick buildings. The developer cleverly built a new glass and metal structure consisting of 5 floors in between the two, effectively creating one large complex. Carol, this is such an exciting building to walk up to, just brand new and juxtaposed to these old buildings. How did you discover it?
Oh, I've been working in this area for 25 years, and I actually have a business across the street, and one day I saw this being developed. So I walked over and I put a reservation on the middle, not the old buildings, but in the middle section that was going to be new, and that's what you're in right now. When Carol moved into her new home, she had 2 floor-to-ceiling windows, 2 weathered brick walls that were once exterior walls, and a new maple floor. These elements set the stage for the rest of her design. The architect and I had to create a home out of this very cold space. And we decided that we wanted the kitchen to be a part of the space, so when you're cooking, you're not isolated from everybody else.
When you set out to do this space, what did you have in mind? What did you envision?
I wanted to live in an art gallery. I've always wanted to live in an art gallery. This was my art gallery, and I live in it. Wherever you look, you see an interesting shape. The walls are an interesting shape. The table is an interesting shape. The kitchen is has interesting shapes in it. Again, the peninsula flows off the wall. That's hard to do, but the architect is brilliant, and he created this for me.
This is a unique development because actually it's a bridge between 2 buildings. The brick actually is an exterior brick. It means it has a kind of very weathered character over 100 years or so that you really can't replicate, even on the inside of older buildings, which I think is a very exciting kind of frame for this otherwise very modern living space. I think that one thing that we found is while the texture was quite nice, it's rather dark, and it did seem to kind of make the space seem a little bit darker. So we used this wood, this plywood, which sort of wraps in and out of the space to kind of warm up those spaces. And you'll find that in the openings there are little shelves, little areas which we kind of made, which are centered over those openings so that we can paint little objects, things like that.
The goal of Stephen and Carol's design was to seamlessly integrate the kitchen into the rest of the loft. One example is found in the design of the maple cabinetry, with the continuation of maple panels around the corner, making stunning sculptural forms on the walls. Niches and cutouts in the maple create visual interest and other benefits too. You opted against traditional hardware, I see.
I did. I wanted something that would tie in with the rest of the design of the apartment or the loft, and it's easy. You just reach in and you pull, and that's it.
Well, you've taken a very simple design and really made it strong and unique. Carol and Stephen pared down the primary materials to an essential 3: maple, granite, and stainless steel.
Carol wanted very much to have a kind of art gallery-like space. I thought it was very important to have a very spare palette of materials, although each I think is quite rich in its own right. The floor is maple, it's a very warm wood, and we use that same wood for all the cabinetry, different built-in furniture, different elements throughout the loft. So it's a very kind of warm wood, a very light wood that we thought would play off very well off the granite.
I wanted granite because granite's great. It's easy to work with, it's easy to keep clean, but a lot of granite's cold. This is warm granite.
Now, when you found it, did you find it in these big slabs, or did you choose it from a small sample?
No, huge, huge slabs. I had to choose from 50 slabs. I chose 3 slabs altogether.
Oh, so you knew
Yeah.
exactly the pieces that you were
Yeah.
going to be getting. That really helps, doesn't it?
Exactly. And the rose tone pulls in the brick in the walls, and of course a little bit of green, and everything ties together.
The dining room table's an unusual shape.
This actually was the remnant from the rest of the kitchen. This was the piece they were going to throw away. It's loaded with flaws, but I loved it. And I said, don't throw it away, I want it. And I had a base made, and I put 5 legs under it, not 4, but 5, because it weighs 800 pounds. And it's my dining table, and you can't move it. It won't move.
And the stainless, are you happy with that as the third material?
Love the stainless. It's easy, and it reflects light. I have a stainless steel refrigerator, stainless steel oven as well. I have this wonderful European drop-in stainless steel sink that is extra deep, and then I have a fabulous faucet.
The peninsula is important to the loft's overall design because it separates the kitchen from the rest of the space. Its eating area is also made of maple wood to provide a connection with the adjacent wall. There's one other material, and we'll have to call it a part of the kitchen since it's also open, and that is the glass that you used.
I have a pre-Columbian art collection, and the light boxes were designed to feature the pre-Columbian pieces. And so they're backlit, and there's frosted glass in front, and there are big openings for them. And that's a really nice look at night especially, because they glow.
There are several different types of artificial lighting in Carol's kitchen design. 3 stainless steel tube-shaped pendants light the peninsula's eating area. Other, less noticeable lights were designed to highlight items in the room.
I didn't want to show lighting in some cases, so I put it under the counter. I put it in the wall as well. And again, that was designed by the architect.
Carol and Stephen's teamwork paid off with a distinct kitchen design and one very happy homeowner.
I love it. Everything works. It's not only functional, but it's beautiful. And I live in a gallery.
Ahead on Kitchen Design, traditional touches warm up an urban design. And next, island designs that work for your kitchen. Stay with us. Since medieval times, classic work tables have been the center of all kitchen activity. And today, the work table is still center stage, but with a brand new twist we call the island. For functional needs and creative potential, the possibilities in island design are endless. The kitchen island is found in every type of kitchen design today. And regardless of the style of the kitchen design, there are stock islands and custom designs available that will look great. But the perfect island must be built to function properly within the working area of the kitchen.
I think the notion of the working triangle in a kitchen is something that has been talked about for many, many years. And I think the island adds another point to that triangle in that the island becomes the landing area for all of the kitchen.
All the functions that are being done in the kitchen are around the island. The kitchen is built out of several centers. One is the cleanup center, the other one is the cooking center, the third one is the storage center, and the island is connecting between those centers.
An island should be positioned 3 feet 4 to 3 feet 6 inches away from the outside counters of the kitchen for maximum functionality. Proper placement will create an additional prep area that's easy to use.
If there is no enough distance to put an island there, the island will become skinny and unfunctional, and obviously there won't be enough place for people to go around the island. The island is the center of the kitchen. When we come home from the supermarket, we put our bags on the island and we will start sorting the food, whether it goes as a dry food to the pantry or as a cold food here. In other scenarios, this island will support our oven. So when the food is ready, we can take it out of the oven and put it on the island in order to start preparing it to be cut and be taken to the table.
Once the position is set, it's time to consider what will be placed in and on the island. Because a kitchen island is primarily a prep area, items that support your work habits are guaranteed to work well.
In order to function well as preparation area, it needs to have, in ideal situation, a sink and all my preparation tools, everything that I need in order to prepare the food. Obviously, electricity.
Secondary appliances such as refrigerator drawers and baking ovens can also fill out an island design. Style and function work together in all good designs, but there are some tips that can help you create a standout island design.
I think it's really stunning to make it different than the cabinetry and make it look like the antique table, the original idea for an island, that it was something added to the kitchen. It's also very